Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the OG Wisdom Podcast. Today, we're discussing one of the most talked about investigations in America, the death of 18-year-old Nolan Wells. Before we begin, let's make something very clear. We're not here to accuse anyone or spread conspiracy theories. We're here to examine the facts, ask thoughtful questions, and respect the investigative process while also acknowledging the pain this family is experiencing, as well as Black folks in America have experienced collectively. Every parent deserves answers, every community deserves transparency, and every investigation deserves enough time to uncover the truth, whatever that may be. So today, we're going to separate emotion from evidence and have the real conversation. What happened to Nolan Wells? Welcome to the OG Wisdom Podcast. I'm your host, Brother Tad, and we also have our co-host, Sister K Fighter, and as well, we're going to wait for our brother, C Gutter. And I think a lot of people have been following this case closely enough to know that it's not passing the smell test. There's a historical reference, a frame of reference that we've had dealing with what some people may call a dominant society here in America, as well as what we deal with on a continuous basis in our community, dealing with how law enforcement carry out their investigations, or people who live in our community but are outside of our community treats us and address us. So, Sister K, when you ready, you give me the thumbs up, sis. All right. Peace, sis. How you feeling?
Good, dear brother. How
Um,
you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. We've had a long couple of weeks, pardon our absence, everybody, but we were dealing with some family issues. Sis, how you feeling? And happy belated birthday, too.
Thank
Y'all in the
you.
chat,
Thank you.
give our sister a happy birthday.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's been challenging the last few weeks for, both of our platforms. And we just want to thank everybody for bearing with us. Um, today I lost another uncle. So,
Wow. Today,
yeah, my cousin Tashima lost
my
her father.
condolences.
Yeah, today. So it's been rough. So
And
I'm
you
getting
just
hit on both sides of the family.
and you just buried the uncle yesterday.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, again,
Hmm.
sis, my deepest condolences.
Thank
Damn.
you. I appreciate that. And to you as well on the loss of, a good friend of yours. So.
That's my brother Nut. And you know what? I forgot your cousin Thomas knows my dude Nut.
Uh-huh.
So we had that conversation. Gutter, you ready? Give me the thumbs up, bro. All right. Welcome to the stage, our brother C. Gutter.
Peace, peace.
Peace, peace, peace. Yeah. See, I'm representing today, Gutter.
All
Got
right, all right. Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? This show is sponsored by Balagoon Clothing, our brother C. Gutter's own design. So check that out on social media. Follow him, C. Gutter, where you at on Instagram and any other platform you find him. And put your bid in. Support our brother. You know what I mean? Yeah, but definitely want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat. Our sister Brooke, we love you to life, Queen. Our brother Tiger, 121. Definitely. Thank you for the condolences, brother Tiger. But yeah, Gutter, we was talking about, our absences and just expressing that, I think people don't know we deal with real life issues on this platform as well. It's not just to have the conversations, but life be life and for real, for real.
Yeah,
You know?
definitely.
So definitely my condolences to the everybody who lost someone. Today we're talking about the loss of Nolan Wells. And I think one family's pain is no deeper than another's. So here we trying to speak life into our audience and the community, because we deal with enough death, you know. But sis, anything you want to say before we get Gutter's thoughts on this case?
Yeah, I just want to say to you, Brother Divine, Sister Brooke, and of course, C. Gutter, Uncle Jesse really loved y'all. And he was always a supporter of both platforms. So thank you for showing up for the family yesterday. They definitely wanted to meet you in person. And it was a good time. It was a good time.
No doubt. Sis, your family is my family.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And I wish I could have met Uncle Jesse because, you know, we done spent at least 10 years talking online and via the chats, you know, so that's going to be one less voice in the chat that, you know, always lended a positive comment and his support and called me out when I was asleep because I guess he knew too, like, yeah, brother Chad about to go out. You know, sometimes we have them long nights on the platform. But again, condolences to the whole fam, and I thank everybody for embracing. Got anything you want to add before we go into Nolan Wells? What you been up to, bro?
My artist Kai Brinks, he performed at the Brooklyn Unity Fest.
That's right, last week.
Yeah, so that's why we didn't do the thing last week. He had a good response, so
yeah, and it was good meeting him too. You know what I'm saying? Meeting your artist.
Yeah.
Yes. Nah, I mean, look.
And my granddaughter went to Ghana.
Oh, that's right. How was that? She still over there?
She left. She just left last Sunday.
Last Sunday. Did you get to speak to her yet? Tell her where to go and stuff like that?
Well, they already got they trips planned and all that. They going to the castles.
Okay. / dungeons.
Yeah, they going to Accra.
Okay.
And then I think they're gonna do the trips. I think they probably go to Kumasi, the things, and you know, do all the little things.
Yeah, Kumasi's like going damn near the VA or something like that. Kumasi's a long road trip from Accra. Yeah. No doubt. But have y'all been following this Nolan Wells case closely? Because it's not passing the smell test for me. I just want to know what your thoughts are.
Bro, the new coon, you know, they get a new coon every other new year, where he the prominent coon for the officer, whatever this goofy
Tatum.
Yeah, exactly. He's on the it's just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? And especially because I lived in Mississippi. They on the Gulf Coast. So I don't really know the dynamics, but regardless, it's Mississippi.
It's still Mississippi.
It's Mississippi. Yes. I lived in the Delta. I lived in Tunica.
Nice. It's beautiful over there, but it's still Mississippi.
Yeah. I lived in the historic town, Mount Bayou. Then we moved to Tunica. Then we moved to Cleveland. Then Clarksdale. And then we came back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I like my nigga in the 80s when I left, motherfuckers was still driving around with the pickup trucks with the Confederate flags and all of that shit. So
now, Gutter, I know it's probably been a minute, but do you think they still flying that flag up there, or do you know if they still flying the flags, those Confederate flags?
I'm quite sure in some of them like rural white, it ain't no question, my nigga.
Right. I wouldn't
you
be
gotta
surprised.
remember the mascot for Ole Miss was a rebel general. That was the mascot at first. They was the rebels, the Ole Miss Rebels.
Okay.
So, you know, yeah, they had like football, they had a blue and gray game.
Wow, to commemorate the uniforms of the North and the South.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. They might still have them, but back in the days when I lived down there, they had blue and gray game.
Yeah, I don't doubt.
It was high school. It's high school football. Like the best players, you know what I'm saying? Want to be on the gray, want to be on the blue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. In fact,
it's a long history of that shit, my nigga.
Gutter, you mentioned Officer Tatum, and you know our sister K Fighter is always quick on the trigger. I believe she might have a video of Officer Tatum queued up so that we can get
interviewing the white boy.
I believe
I have the one with him on, I think, Fox News, with a sister who used to work with Ben Crump, and the sister crushed on his BS. But I can get the one with the white boy if you want it.
Yeah, well, let's play this one real quick, and we'll come back with the panel's thoughts. And chat, anything y'all want to add, just put it down in the chat. All right.
Perspective, what do you make of the timeline, the lack of answers, what maybe occurred here?
Well, I think the first thing is that these activists came in and brought in information or lies about circumstances to make people question. The law enforcement officers have already done an autopsy. They've already investigated. There's no sign of foul play. And one thing that's very interesting that I just found out recently is that it wasn't a situation where you have Nolan Wells and 4 of the kids at an island. There's thousands of people there. There's hundreds of different boats. So him staying behind while some of his other friends went back to the mainland wasn't that suspicious. I really wish that the family would focus on Nolan Wells' life, focus on the investigation, and let the police do their job instead of interjecting race into this situation. And it's completely unnecessary to be there at this point.
So Teslin, you've worked with Ben Crump. You have valuable insight into how he operates. You're not speaking for him tonight, but what do you think about the timeline and whether it determines whether Nolan was still alive before the boat left the island, like his friends insist?
Yeah, thank you, Katie. I'm speaking as a mom, of a 19-year-old. In the same way Officer Tatum wishes that people would not insert lies, I wish Officer Tatum would allow the investigation, the independent investigation, to run its course. You don't know, Mr. Tatum, what has been talked about in this investigation. It has not been complete, and people have not came forward to say what happened with Nolan Wells. So I actually do believe his parents when they said that they taught their son to leave with whoever you came with. So for you to make the accusations that is a lie, when they're burying their son on Monday, is quite frankly to be disgusting, Officer Tatum.
Well,
and I'm ashamed.
You know what's funny? I hope that you're paying attention to this, because there's a lot of information that have come out, and I've gotten firsthand knowledge about some things that have happened on that island, and people are going to be ashamed of themselves for sitting here lying and pushing racism in this circumstance.
Well,
I don't know what happened, but I do know. I'll let you finish. I'll let you speak. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm just saying I got firsthand knowledge too. But as we're talking about right now, right now, you made the accusation that there were lies, that race has been interjected. Like I said last week, if people don't want people to speculate, then investigate. So this
Brandon, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that topic, because Ben Crump is notorious and has been criticized by people who have used him in the past for their cases of being an ambulance chaser, pushing a narrative that fits the racial lens that he wants it to. You've talked about this on your podcast and how you believe young Black men are unfortunately killed every single day. And people like Ben Crump and Al Sharpton just highlight certain stories that benefit them rather than the families.
Well, let's keep it real. This is all about money. Benjamin Crump will never show up to a kid's funeral or say anything about a kid that's killed by another Black kid. But if there's an opportunity to interject racism into a situation where there's no evidence of racism, Benjamin Crump will be there to do it. What is his end goal? He's not a criminal attorney. So he's not going to help the family get justice on a criminal level. He's a civil rights attorney. You don't need a civil rights attorney in a case where you're wondering if the investigation is going right for your son, unless you believe this has something to do with racism.
Let him finish, and then I'll let you talk, okay? Let him finish his point, and then I'll let you respond.
He's going on a diatribe. So
no, he's not. He's speaking, and I'll let you respond as soon as he's done making his point.
Katie, I'll let the young lady go. Go ahead. I would love to hear what you got to say to that.
Go right ahead.
Thank you, Officer Tate. Thank you. Well, let's just once again, speaking about things that you don't know about. Katie, you set it up with talking about Ben Crump being notorious for race baiting. I could name a couple of things that Officer Tatum here is also notorious for. So let's be careful on how we
don't need these personal attacks.
I'm gonna finish my statement. I'm gonna finish my statement, and let me also correct you on something else, Mr. Tatum. When you said Ben Crump would never show up for a Black kid that was murdered by a Black kid, my cousin Jordan Turner, who was 19 and was murdered by another Black kid that also went away with his friends and never returned home, guess who showed up? Attorney Benjamin Crump. I know you're looking confused. See, this is why it's important
Was that related to Black people? There was Black people involved in his death?
Yep. Absolutely.
Okay, that's
And they were
one.
convicted, and they were
That's one
convicted.
thing.
And we didn't hear about it
They were
plastered all over the
convicted of murder.
media. That's a
So
big
see,
difference.
this is why you don't know. This is why you should speak of what you know and not what you heard. So again, when it comes down to Nolan Wells, I ask that we use this time to ask people to come forward and speak about what they know.
Brandon, let's start with you, just from a law enforcement.
Oh man.
But she stay cooking people.
I'm about to say, Gutter, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, she stay cooking people. Like she stay on the fact
Yeah.
at all times.
Yeah. Sister Keisha, what you want to add on to that?
It's interesting, this whole dynamic. Beginning with Nolan Wells' ethnic makeup, because he has brown skin. And there were a couple of podcasters who dug deep into his family lineage, and you would be quite surprised. His stepfather is the one who raised him, who is married currently to his mother. His mother is Filipino, and so is his real father. So anyway,
So he's Black and Asian.
Right.
Okay.
Starting with that, and you know, with this particular interview, Officer Tatum is a serious raccoon. A serious raccoon. He even suggests that we should go back into enslavement. This is what Officer Tatum talks about, because that was a better time for us. That's what he said. So anybody giving him any credibility, I would have to check their mental capacity. Now, with what recently came out about his organs being missing and things of that nature, because there was an autopsy already done, and now it's an independent autopsy. When the independent autopsy started, they returned the body to that higher coroner, along with the body parts that people claim are missing. Now, what happens is, when the longer your body stays out, especially when it's being decomposed to find a cause of death, they decompose even more. I know this because in college, my major was police science, and a part of police science is forensic. So we had to observe several autopsies at the coroner's office. So anyway, that's what happens. So the body parts were returned. They just weren't returned in the proper places where they should have been. And I don't know I don't know why. I don't know what it is. I said it could be possibly decomposition, or, you know, too much inspection where there was damage that they couldn't put them in the proper place, but they weren't taken or sold, or, you know, like other these narratives that are going on out there.
Or they could have been purposely fucked up.
Right. Yeah.
I'm glad you said that, Gutter, because, and I want people to hear me clearly, there are only 4 causes of death. That's natural causes, that's suicide, that's homicide, and a suicide, homicide. Say again?
Accident.
So, accidental. The only time that they will have undetermined, which has recently been added, is because, let's say,
accidental or homicide,
or if there was tampering,
yeah,
or if there was tampering and they don't know. So, say for example, if I was to transition today, and they would do an autopsy on me and find out that I died of natural causes, but they also found fentanyl in my system, that can be undetermined. They don't know if the illness that I had caused my death or if it was the fentanyl. So that's when they will put undetermined. Or, as Gutter said, to hide something, right? To not give a full disclosure of what happened. So we have to wait until this independent autopsy is completed and narrated to the state's recorder, and it's released to the public. So we have to wait.
Yeah. Shout out to our brother in New York who just showed up in the chat. he always type hate, but we know it's all love. So shout out to you, brother in New York. Yeah, I thought a lot of stuff Officer Tatum was saying was full of shit too. Because sure enough, as he talked about the autopsy and act as if he had firsthand information, the police weren't going to release their autopsy no time soon until after the federal autopsy was complete, the independent autopsy rather, because I believe they went to a federal agency to get the autopsy done on his body. But I thought that was a little peculiar, because why not disclose what your findings are and then compare notes? But I think, and it goes back to what Gutter was saying, maybe they want to hide something. I think they just wanted to see what the independent autopsy had so they can adjust their autopsy to try to get as close as possible. Because even with the independent autopsy, they're still saying it's not really determined based on, all of the circumstances surrounding it. Like they said, some claim that organs are missing and all kinds of wild stuff that we don't really know what to believe anymore because of the social media banter that's going on. Even with Officer Tatum acting as if he had firsthand information, but by interviewing those who haven't been 100% honest with the investigation. These children are saying that they were Nolan's best friends, but yet they never been to his house. His parents don't know any of them. There's the incident with his cell phone and keys missing. But when the mother went to the house and asked for the stuff, they act like they didn't have it. But then when she let it be known, like, yo, I tracked his phone here. It's like, oh. But then took about 15 minutes, 20 minutes, I believe, to recover the phone, as to where they said they got the phone and all messages and everything was deleted. So it's kind of peculiar. Was there something that was being hidden? Not to mention these young dudes, family are law enforcement. One of their mothers is a judge, and so they got strong community ties with law enforcement that do protect their children. Go ahead,
This thing I'm for sure know. Mississippi is known for turning a blind eye to any white people, especially white people with connections doing anything. They will quickly, because they got it structured like that, my nigga.
Yeah.
They have it structured like that. It's really like that anywhere, but
especially Mississippi.
Exactly. You got to remember that was one of the worst places. Like, that's Mississippi and Alabama. That's when our ancestors be talking about getting sent down the river.
Yeah.
Getting sent down the river. Yeah, that was Mississippi, Alabama. That was like the worst of the worst. You know what I'm saying?
Isn't that where Mega Evers was
Yeah, they killed him. They killed the dude and the white boy.
Right. The quote unquote freedom riders.
Yeah. The most documented lynchings in American history is in Mississippi.
Now, is the Lorraine Motel in Mississippi?
No, that's
Tennessee. But we know the Tallahatchie River's in Mississippi, where we found Emmett Till. Yeah. In fact, Nina Simone wrote the song. Mississippi got that.
That's what she was. You got to think about. That's what Billie Holiday was talking about when she was talking about
Strange Fruit.
Strange Fruit. Yeah, she was talking about Mississippi. So like that, they got a long history, my nigga.
Yeah.
Like we knew.
And May Louise Miller family held on a plantation until the 70s.
Right, that's right. Explain to the people who the Miller family is.
May Louise Miller and her family were held on that plantation throughout enslavement, through sharecropping, and they were not allowed to leave. In fact, when some of the family members tried to escape, white folks in the town brought them back
to
that plantation. And they lived in a barn on the ground. They ate snakes and stuff raw to survive. The way that family was done, it's crazy. And Brother Tad and I, we had the pleasure of sitting down and talking with the historian, Dr. Harrell, who found out about May Louise Miller, talked to her and her family. And Vice TV also did an episode on her, and you can find that story somewhere in YouTube world about that. But, you know, raping her when she was 8 years of age in front of her mother and brothers, and unaliving her uncle, and having the family dig his grave
before they deleted him.
So it's crazy. But yeah, and if you Google families enslaved in Mississippi until the 80s, so Mississippi is vicious. That's why I said, let all these immigrants take your behinds down to Mississippi. Let me see you wave your flags down there. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mississippi is no joke.
They just signed in the 13th Amendment in the 2000s.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Like, and that's where I be kind of lost. Like, cause I think it's like the internet age got a lot of our youngsters thinking that it ain't like that, and they get tricked out their life, my nigga.
Yeah, and Gutter, you were saying something as we was talking about the show last night.
Yeah, we were talking about it yesterday.
Yeah, you were saying something profound in terms of how they were raised and try to bridge that gap.
Yeah, a lot of mixed kids, Blasians, all mixed kids, like black, and they always try to bridge the gap. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we can, because I'm part this and I'm part that. So like we all a melting pot shit, and they never go good.
Right.
And never go good.
Yeah,
and it's like not that always they get, you know, done like the youngster did in Mississippi, but it always turned out bad.
Right. And I mean, even for adults trying to hang out with this particular group, when you really study the history of who they are, and of course they always say this is some race baiting thing, but it's not about quote unquote race baiting. It's about what historical evidence proves that anytime we try to act as if we can be comfortable around this particular group, we're not safe. And it's been shown, like, I don't know if y'all remember, there was an adult woman, a black woman, who had a sleepover with a bunch of adults from the other community. And somehow she just ended up deleted the next day and nobody know what happened. Even though this was a quote unquote adult sleepover, she was the only black woman there. And then don't wake up the next day and there were no suspects, nobody was arrested. But we know somebody stubbed their toe in our community, everybody's going down. You let one of them people stub their toe, we're all going down for questioning. Who cut out the lights?
You get hit by a bus.
Yeah.
Bus driver getting a vehicular homicide. If he a nigga, ain't going down.
All the way down. So, Sister Keisha, let me ask you, because I hear there's talks about the grand jury looking at quote unquote evidence. Do you think there's a possibility for arrest if they brought in the grand jury? Because chances are, whenever there's a grand jury, they're looking for evidence to indict someone and file criminal charges.
It depends on what they have, you know, because it is sealed, so I don't know, you know, but you can indict a ham sandwich based on frivolous information. So we don't know. We got to wait until that information is released to make a true assessment. So
and you can have evidence under prosecute. And basically I think they did with Zimmerman in Florida. You know what I mean? The dudes didn't really want to prosecute him anyway, so they fucked up the trial and, you know, let him walk.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you gotta, like, the system, and that this what people be this what when you try to explain to people It's about the system as opposed to then individuals. It's just the individuals that be in those positions is usually fucked up.
Yeah.
They're old white men. Which if nigga you was born from 71 on down, nigga, you racist. Unless you actually worked on being
racist.
Anti-racist. Know what I'm saying?
What you saying makes 100% sense because it is a system. And if I benefit from a system, you'd be hard pressed for me to try to tear that system down. If the system say, you know what, we got all of these different groups, but I set it up so that you can eat and anybody who down with you. So here it is, these young children, they always get the benefit of a doubt and reap the benefits of this system because here, if they did delete someone, this system is already protecting them to not even do a thorough investigation or even
system
ask
is already
questions.
built to not even view us as humans.
Right.
That's number one.
Right.
The system is built to not to view us as humans.
Right.
So that's what you be trying to explain it. Like even some of these dumbass niggas, my nigga. Cause you know, we got a bad, like, first of all, like, and I don't be blaming niggas because I blame the education system. It's just that, you know, you didn't learn nothing from the education system. And if you ain't learned nothing there, if nobody else gave you access to other information for you to really learn shit, you gonna still
challenge the system. Right.
Yeah, you still gonna be a dummy. You know what I'm saying? So I don't be on dudes like, yo, you know, you a dummy because, you know what I'm saying? It's just that you didn't have access to a lot of information. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And now when you purposely be dumb, when motherfucker trying to show you something, and then I'm gonna call you a real dumbass. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you ignorant to the fact because you don't have access to the information, or nobody ever gave you the information, because you might grow up with parents that don't have access to the information. So it's not your fault. But you gotta explain a lot of shit to these people to show them, bro, it's not about an individual.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not about an individual, but the system does with us is gonna make us not trust none of the individuals. Because the system is based for your benefit. So if it's around a bunch of y'all and I get into a disagreement or something, nigga, I can either go to jail or lose my life. That's how the system works.
Right. And it's justified. At least in this system.
In the system. Yeah.
In this system. Because the first thing they do is dig in your past. And if you don't got a criminal record, they'll talk about your neighbor's criminal record and associate that with you. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the first thing they do. Well, his neighbor's grandfather was arrested for a similar crime years ago. So it's the narrative and how they control it and how they paint it. Because with Mississippi history, they want to paint it as a race thing. We know it's a race thing, but it hasn't been reported by the family as a race thing. But look at Officer Tatum and anybody else who's in support of these young men.
We know.
Right. We
know. Listen, you are 100% right. None of the family members have specifically stated, yo, he died because he was black and they was white.
Right. Or even that they did it.
Or think they did. Or think they did it for racial reason. Even if they did it, it could have been over a girl and not necessarily over race. You know what I'm saying? But once it happened and it get mixed up, now we know it's race because of the cover-up.
There you go.
The action may not have been based on race, but the cover-up is all based on race. All right, a nigga got killed. No matter how the circumstances come out, he was guilty. The nigga he's guilty for dying.
I don't mean to laugh, but that's the fact. That's how.
Yeah.
As crazy as it sounds,
It's his fault for dying.
It's his fault for dying. Yeah. Dr. Edwin Nichols, I believe it is. Dr. Joy DeGrew's teacher. You know, a lot of our master teachers have master teachers. I believe it's Dr. Edwin Nichols. And he talks about that. What do you call it? A and A prime. And he said pretty much what you're saying, Gutter, that white folks don't respond to the incident. They respond to the response of the incident. So like you said, these white kids are in trouble because the black kid died. So it's his fault that they're in trouble. That's how they view it.
Yeah.
He's wrong for dying.
If he would have never died, we wouldn't be having this. Y'all wouldn't even be having to interview me. I'd be living my life.
And not even that he died, Gutter. It goes back to the two words you said, the cover up. The cover up. If somebody's my friend, I'm going to find out what happened to him. Because remember, he's supposed to have passed on July 4th. He's supposed to have went with some girl named Katie. And Katie's like, you know, well, he never left with me. He said he was catching up with y'all. It's part one. Part two, there's a recording whenever you out on but even then, right, they got into an argument. But even when you leave a dock, the captains, they asked the captain, are all the people accounted for? He said everybody that came with him is accounted for. He didn't say one is being left behind and anything like that. So there's so much stuff that don't make sense. And everybody's wrong for asking the hard questions. Because nobody's necessarily saying these kids did this. We're just saying, why the cover up? Why the lies?
This is the thing. He could have accidentally drowned. And the little white boys was scared. You know what I'm saying? Like, not like it could have been all innocent. But once the cover up go, what you think niggas gonna think about in Mississippi, my nigga?
Right.
Like, I don't understand, like, us knowing. I don't care, bro. Niggas from Africa know about Mississippi. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Don't go to Mississippi.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's what, bro. This is what's known. Like, in America, niggas don't go to Mississippi if that ain't a place you want to go to.
No matter how tough you are.
Yeah, like, yeah, you like, you know how, yeah, talk all that tough shit, go talk all that tough shit in Mississippi. Let them Klan niggas get, you know what I'm saying? And it's not saying that dudes in Mississippi didn't hold it down. Because Mount Bayou was the only city the only town, all black town, ain't never get burnt down, my nigga.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm quite sure they wanted to.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? Not saying dudes down there is soft, but we already know the structure of the system is in the benefit of them crackers. And 9 times out of 10, anytime you see a white boy with a nice car or something, his people them got power in the city. Them car dealerships and all that, they paying to get whoever they want in office. All the motherfuckers is Klansmen, my nigga.
Because look, those are, I don't know if y'all heard the I don't know if we could call it the 911 report, but when they were saying that the boat was sinking, things like that. One of the young dudes was drunk, and it was just real funny. But it goes to what you're saying, Gutter. These people got money because what teenager you know has a boat? And it's not his boat, it's his grandfather's boat. And they all in the membership, but there were no adults. The young man said there's nobody on this boat over 21 because the lady said, are there any adults? He said, no. She said, how many children are there? He said, there's no children. She's trying to make sense of what he's saying, but he's not articulating that, yo, it's a bunch of us teenagers. You know what I'm saying? 17, 18, 19.
Yeah, because he don't feel like he's a kid, a child.
But he know he's under 21.
Yeah.
Because they can always lean on their parents, who are always gonna build.
He already know. Nigga, Mom Duke and Pop Duke will get me out of this. Anything.
But we know 17, 18 in our community, you on your own, you grown. You an adult.
17, 18, nigga, that's prison age.
Yeah.
Take your ass right to prison.
So if you ain't obeying mom and dad's rules, it's always room in the streets for you. You can get out. So, and we're not.
No, you can definitely get on. Yo, Mom Duke. Oh, I can't take this shit no more. You got to go. Man. Yeah, you got to go, baby.
But these dudes are afforded the privilege,
Yeah,
as you used to say, that they don't have to pay real bills, but they can still be out on boats, like you said, go to get the nicest cars because they family support people in power to keep that system and structure in place. That they can do heinous crimes like, and not saying they committed a crime, but the cover up is the crime in itself.
They can do what they want.
Right,
that's
they can
real,
do what they want with minimum consequences.
If you ever see them, remember them old white movies from back in the days in the 80s?
Mm-hmm.
And the kid, one of the kids' dad is like owns something. You know what my dad is? Yeah, down there, 100%.
Ain't one of them children mother a judge or something?
That's what I'm saying. Is like that. That's exactly what I'm saying. Is like, I know they didn't got pulled over drunk and they done said, you know who my dad is.
Right.
That's a pastime down there. Yeah. Them niggas stay drunk. That's one thing. Niggas get drunk in Mississippi.
Yeah, because they were drunk on the boat.
Beer. Like, you know, they love a 6-pack or a case, a keg. Nigga, I was in high school. Motherfuckers was having keg parties. Yeah. White kids. Look, I was in the 9th grade, my nigga.
Right. I never knew what a keg was until a white boy. Because, you know, our things was 40s back then. 40 ounce. We think we drinking a lot. Nah, they got whole ass kegs.
Yeah, bro. And I'm talking about, I'm in the 9th grade, my nigga. This is when I'm going to Margaret Green Junior High School. This is in fucking Cleveland, Mississippi. Yeah. We in school with white kids. Like, we in the mixed joint. These kids is going to parties and going to keggers. That's what they just call. Going to kegger. Crazy.
They done threw Chad in Matrix.
Yeah.
But you know what? There were 2 adults on the boat. At some point, those 2 adults got off because there was a group of boats on that marina. So at some point, those 2 adults got off. There's also a voice recording of them on the boat discussing Nolan Wells' demise. You hear girls say, well, is he dead? Is he dead?
Wow.
And there was also a video of someone body slamming him. So all of that can be found. I'm going to see if I can find the audio when the people are asking, you know, is he alive or is he dead? Give me a second. I'll get it.
Wow, but now that's crazy within itself because I didn't know that audio existed because there's so much unfolding right now that's coming out. And it's unfortunate that anytime a young black person, somebody who's not white, anytime they lose their life and people just ask critical questions, because nobody's saying that they did it. I mean, some people are. I wasn't there. I don't know near person here. However, it does seem peculiar that this is for
I just don't. That's my thing. Like, it could have been innocent. He could have died by accident. I just don't trust it.
Right, because like you said, got the cover up. Cover up. But our sister,
and he in Mississippi. Fuck all that. It's 2026, nigga. He in Mississippi.
Our sister got it queued up. Let's bring it up.
Okay, you want the audio first, or you want the body slam video first?
Let's check out the whichever one you want to do, sis. Whichever one you want to do. Your discretion.
Let me get the body slam first. Hold on. Let's do this.
Because I didn't know there was a body slam. Get the fuck out of here. I never saw this joint before.
All right, so that's the body slam. Now let's look at the what you call the video.
Gutty, you ever seen that before?
Nah.
No, I just saw that yesterday.
I'm about to say I didn't know it existed.
On keeping the boat from sinking, there seems to be much more happening in the background. If you listen closely, you can seemingly hear passengers calling Nolan's name, Even though the public has been told that Nolan never made it back onto the boat, you can also hear what sounds like someone asking whether he is dead and another person telling Wyatt to check his chest. There is so much happening in this call, and what we appear to hear does not match the account Warren gave during his interview. This audio may also help answer several major questions. Why did the group suddenly say they no longer needed assistance? Why did we see them leave the boat launch near Eli Jackson's home but never saw them return? And why was there a quick detour involving the allegedly sinking boat after they docked, taking it from Jackson's house to Fort Bayou? Investigators, either critical details are being overlooked or the public has not been given the complete story. The audio is already authenticated, and if the background statements that I've interpreted are correct, then we are demanding immediate investigation, clear answers, and several arrests. Let's go.
Connect you.
CTO Assistant, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the water coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles? Hello?
Hey.
Yes. How far is the water coming up, sir?
It's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. Like we're going down now.
All right. Well, let's get you going. Membership number or phone number listed on the account, sir.
I don't know the phone number. It's either Jerry Atkerson. I think it's Jerry Atkerson. Try that.
All right.
I know we have a membership, like guaranteed. I don't have the tag
Unless
on
you
here.
have a membership number or anything, it's okay. I'll get you over to the captain. What's the best phone number to reach you at?
Reach me at 2.
All right. And is everybody on board in good health otherwise?
Yeah, everybody's
How many? All right. Do you need the United States Coast Guard?
What?
Do you need the United States Coast Guard?
No, we do not need that.
All right. All right. Do you have your current GPS coordinates?
Let me go look.
If not, I can send you a text message.
North. All right, are you ready?
Yes, sir. I'm available.
North 3 degrees. By 46.72.
All right, 4672. All right, and you were breaking up a little bit. Can you just repeat it one more time to make sure I have it correct?
Sorry, look.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, what?
So you're breaking up. If you need assistance, do you have a VHF radio?
No, we do not have the VHF radio.
All right, well, let's try to get you going because you don't have good cell phone reception. Can you verify your coordinates one more time?
Okay, my coordinates are 30 degrees by 14.684 north, and then west by 88 degrees by 46.79.
Right, looks like you're on Horn Island, correct? Are you
Yes,
on
we are
Horn
at Horn
Island?
Island. Yes.
All right, is the boat sinking or you have it aground?
We were sinking, yes.
Is it aground is the question?
No, we're not aground. We are in 17 foot of water. We're in 31 foot of water.
All right, have to ask. What do you want to do? Do you want to be towed back?
I want to get this boat unsank and towed back, yes.
All right, where would you like it towed to, sir?
You can tow it to Ocean Springs Harbor, or Fort Bayou launch.
All right, how many adults and children on board?
No, there's no children.
So, is there anybody on board? How many adults, sir? That was the question. Hello, can you hear me?
Try to jump in and pull the plug, Bart, while you're going.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Yep, I just need you to answer these questions so I can get you over to the captain.
Okay.
How many
what's
adults
going
on board?
There are 0 adults on board.
There's nobody on board the boat?
No. Nobody
right.
here is over the age of 21.
Sir, that was not the question. Is there a person? Is there a person, a living individual on the boat?
Hello?
Is there a living person, someone breathing on the boat? Is there anybody on the boat?
Yes, there's lots of people breathing on the boat.
All right, how many people, sir?
Like 7.
All right, thank you. Does everyone have life jackets on or available to them?
Yes, we have life jackets available.
All right, verify what boat's sinking.
A Triton, 22-foot offshore, 22-foot Triton offshore sea flight hull.
All right. All right. Please hold. I'm transferring you to the local captain now.
Okay, thank you.
This is Captain Seth.
Hi, Captain Seth. This is Vicky from International. How you doing today? I get it. It's a kid. He just doesn't understand.
Oh, okay. Do you still have him on the line?
Yes, I still have him on the line. And again, I couldn't find, he couldn't give me anything regarding his grandfather's, membership, so it's just under Jerry fee for service.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I just talked to, if you want to, I mean, we're so tied up right now. We can't really do any non-member jobs right now.
Is Jerry a member? Did you find out if he was a member or not?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's his boat or what. I'm not sure what's going on with it. But yeah, transfer the kid over. I'll talk to him, and then I'll call his grandpa back as well.
All right. And did you want me to look up Jerry's membership number or anything like that to see if he's up? I know you guys are.
You can try this cell phone number.
All right. Yep. Jerry. Yeah, he's an active member. Hold on.
What kind of boat do you have on there? Same boat?
Yeah, he's one of your members. Yep, 22-foot Triton. All right, I'll just disregard this one. I'm gonna send you over an accurate one under this Jerry Ackerson one. Okay, he's one of your members. You'll get in a couple minutes. Okay.
Okay, perfect. All right, and yeah, just transfer this kid over whenever you get a chance.
All right, transferring him now. Thank you again, Captain.
All right.
Stay safe out there.
Now, I pause it there because once she transfers him, he realizes that he had just spoken to the grandfather. And the grandfather said it was nothing wrong with the boat. But as you heard or saw on the screen, them putting up there, they did something to that boy previous to dumping him in that water. Because the girl said, is he dead? Is he dead? And they say, yeah. And the other dude screamed, no, Lola, no. You see what I'm saying? So they try to concoct something, to get themselves out of trouble. This stuff is deep, boy. This is deep.
Yeah, and I think what many people don't realize is this is what destroys the trust in the community. Why we don't trust the investigation, why we don't trust law enforcement. Because I'm quite sure all of this could have been admitted into evidence because you clearly hit him in the background talking to Nolan, who at that point should have had already been gone. Am I correct? Before the boat was sinking, didn't they say he had already left to go with Katie?
Yeah.
So it's
so why would you ask, is he dead? Oh my God, Nolan, no.
Right. And these are the questions that we're asking. Not making accusations, just asking questions based on what was said and what wasn't said. Because
I'm making accusations now, my nigga.
Yeah.
I'm making accusations now. Shit, some man. Is he dead? Yeah.
Why would they think he was dead?
Broad said, oh my God, Nolan, no. That was the clear part. Like, is he dead? Was kind of is you not sure. But once she said, "Oh my God, Nolan, no," what the fuck is y'all talking about Nolan like that for? Something happened with Nolan.
Yeah,
that's obviously just from the way she says it. Something happened with Nolan that all of them knew about.
Right. And now, Sister Keisha, let me ask you, because you know you study law. Is everybody there culpable if they decide that this was
everybody?
Yeah.
All 7 people who were on the boat, correct?
7, 8, 9, 10, all of them, including the dispatch. The dispatch captain, when he asked them to transfer the boy over to him, and he had previously spoke with his grandfather.
Right, and knew that the boat was not sinking.
Correct.
Right, because he said, I got the call. So in y'all summation, do y'all think they had intentions on dumping him in the water or making it seem like he drowned on the boat? Because I've also heard reports of them docking the boat, taking it to one of the parents' house and cleaning the boat in the middle of the night, which sounds suspicious. So now, could the parents be culpable also?
As part of because they told him. I know they told him.
Right.
Little Biff or Tad or whatever their name is, Warren. Look, Warren. What's his name? Warren.
He said Biff or Tad. Yeah. But yeah.
Look, his name Warren.
Yeah.
Wyatt, not Warren. Wyatt. Yeah, look.
Black Wyatt.
This nigga got the Earp name. You know he protected.
And just damning. And his sister Farnessa said, and just as damning, now one of those kids that claimed to be his friend on that boat didn't show up to his funeral. His real friend showed up for him. Yeah. That's a little peculiar too.
They also got the official police report. If y'all want to see that video. Well, it's the same video, just a few minutes ahead. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull it back up. 1 second, fam. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I like what Brother Divine said. Shout out to our Brother Divine. Another thing to notice is how the operator immediately infantilized him, even though she can tell he's lying. Yeah. Again, that goes back to that privilege we was talking about. You know?
Probably, yeah, that's why he shot that name. Ackerman?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at the
That's what you said earlier, they just dropped the name.
Yeah.
Brother New York said the body popped up in the AM they already searched. Super sus. Yeah, it's definitely super suspicious. Finding him in a place that was already searched. So it makes you wonder if they held the body for a little while, then dumped it. Because I think even the people in the search party said they had already searched that area where the body was later found. And they would believe that it had washed up conveniently in the last place he was spotted, which sounds crazy. We know currents don't work like that. But
no, hell no.
Let's go to the video.
Official sworn police report the MDMR Marine Patrol. So it says here on July 8th, 2026 at approximately 1:41 p.m., Jackson County Captain Kristen Johnson requested GPS file download assistance from MDMR Captain Freeman as part of the search and rescue for Nolan Wells at Horn Island. Officer Shay M. Smith was assigned to download data contained on vessel MI-1295-CB and MI-4088-BU. On July 8, 2026, at approximately 4:09 p.m., MDMR Officer Shay M. Smith met with Bart Edmondson Jr., which we all know because Warren has been speaking about him being one of his buddies.
Eventually, my buddy Bart on the tide line.
Bart Edmondson Jr. is located in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. Edmonston provided Smith with a driver's license and boat registration card. Edmonston signed the permission to search form and escorted Smith down the pier. Vessel MI-1295CB was in a boat lift on the north side of the residence. The vessel contained a pair of Garmin GPS map chart plotters and wired for sonar, waypoint, and chart sharing syncing. Smith inserted a 32 gigabyte card into the unit and followed the prompts to copy data to a memory card. A single ADM file was downloaded and labeled as MI1295CB.ADM. On July 8, 2026, at approximately 5:10 p.m., MDMR Officer Shay M. Smith met with Jerry Atkinson and Jennifer Pyron, located at blank in Biloxi, Mississippi. Atkinson provided Smith with a driver's license and vessel registration. Atkinson signed the permission to search form. Vessel MI4088BU, that we all know as the 2000 Triton Offshore, the same boat that Nolan came in on.
All right. Verify what boat's sinking.
That's the police report. Now here also that was suspicious to me with the dispatch, the woman. When she asked them if they wanted the Coast Guard, she wasn't supposed to do that. She was supposed to say, I'm sending the Coast Guard. Why? Because they are on the water. This is now maritime law. They are not on land. They are in water. She was supposed to send the Coast Guard. We got to get federal authorities involved here. I do know, but for the sake of argument, I don't know why Ben Crump hasn't asked for a federal investigation, because she now is a problem, this woman dispatcher. She was supposed to immediately send the Coast Guard. They are on water, not land.
Right. And now why would she send them? Just because they called and said they were sinking?
And hold up. They were off the coast. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what she asked.
That's federal waters.
She sent the
federal
captain.
waters. Like if they was in a lake or something like that, that would be different.
That's right.
You
Mississippi Gulfport. If anybody on vacation there, the Gulfport is the water. You're not on the lake. You in the ocean.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Gulf of Mexico.
Yep.
From Florida Panhandle to Texas Panhandle. It's the Gulf of Mexico. Biloxi, Gulfport, Mobile, Alabama. Yeah, you got a few coastal towns in Mississippi.
It should have been the same thing that they did to Diddy.
Right.
What did they do to his house? TSA.
Yeah.
That is under TSA. They were supposed to send the Coast Guard immediately. But she didn't do it. She asked them, giving them the authority to decide. That's crazy. And then have that captain bring the boat back to whatever marina they belong to. Because you got to pay membership for marinas. So whatever marina they belong to, once the Coast Guard was there, they would let that captain bring that boat back. But she was supposed to call them immediately, and she did not.
Wow. Speaking of Ben Crump, because, even when Officer Tatum talked about him, I'm not a big fan of Ben Crump, That's just me. Not a big fan of his, because it's not about quote-unquote justice or even what justice looks like. Isn't he a civil rights attorney, a civil attorney, but nothing about criminal investigations? And I say that because where I'm going is a lot of people had an issue with Al Sharpton putting out a reward. Do you think this will flush people out, or the amount is so minuscule that an affluent community like this don't need that little $50,000 or $100,000? Because, of course, the stipulation is not leading to an arrest or a suspect. It's to a conviction, right? That's what I was. Okay, go to.
It's Mississippi.
Yeah.
Even motherfuckers that don't want to tell ain't gonna tell. I mean, that want to tell won't tell. They know what's gonna happen. Right. You got to remember, that's why whiteness is so strong in America. Because if you get kicked out of whiteness now, you don't got nowhere to go.
Right, your protection is gone.
Yeah, you have no protection. You know what I'm saying? So Like they can hate everything that's going on. They're gonna turn a blind eye because it's too many against the minority. You know what I mean? That's how I be telling white people, man. All you motherfuckers that's anti-racist is the vast minority. And if y'all ain't have niggas behind you, y'all niggas will get murked.
Yeah. Yeah. So another question I had, do you think anybody, because the girl who said, "Oh my God, old Nolan," do you think somehow she'll be pressured, she'll be afraid, or she's just going to stick to the code? Because clearly now there's witnesses. And look, and Sister Keisha, you said you just saw that video yesterday. You just found that video yesterday of Nolan being slammed.
I mean, they the most diabolical, if you ask me.
Definitely.
So
very trustworthy.
she'll hold water before the nigga one of them little either Biff or Warren or Wyatt or one of them will hold water. She'll hold water.
Yeah.
They diabolical.
I think this whole thing stinks. But now, Sister Keisha, since this is social media and we in the AI era, looking at that video, listening to the audio tapes of them calling and people in the back saying no, asking them, is he breathing? Is he alive? Is he dead? Can this be used as evidence in a criminal investigation? And if so, why do you think they're dragging their feet on it? Since it's out there for the world to see right now.
It's Mississippi, like Gutter said. This is a whole different ball game. They operate by their own rules. They don't care what the feds say. They don't care what media say. They operate by their own rules, and nobody gonna do nothing about it. That's their attitude.
They entrenched, my nigga. Like they really hold. Like you see what they did in Jackson, where they tried to move people votes out, like redistrict and fuck them over and all. Yeah, bro. Like they entrenched. So they gonna, if you got anything going on, they got a way. It's the system, like I said. Like this where people get to really understand the system. You know what I'm saying? Because the system gonna work for them. That's why them same families got that same bread for years and years on year. Even if it's a small little area, they gonna have a smash on it. Going all the way back to the Confederacy. You know what I'm saying? Because they got the connection. These same families been there.
Yeah, running the same show, running the same gambit.
Exactly.
And the parents probably went through the same situation. Deleted the black person, and in the city and the town covered it up.
They're gonna do that.
Because I mean, the most blatant deletion we've ever seen. Actually, they say sparked the civil rights movement was the deletion of Emmett Till, to where these people snatched him out the house, and everybody know it. Then he's found in the Tallahatchie River with a fan engine wrapped around his neck.
Well, you gotta remember, like we were already fighting. Right. You know what I mean? But what Emmett Till did was show like the minority of them yakkers, you know what I'm saying, that do have a certain amount of influence for them to say something. And once they said something, then laws have to get paid. Because we've been fighting, you know what I'm saying? We never stopped fighting, even from us being captured and enslaved. You know what I'm saying? We never stopped fighting. But sad to say, in this country, nigga, it don't matter until one of them cave roaches say something.
Right. Which is crazy.
At least at that time. At least like it's less, because it's like we know the structures to use in order to combat shit. You know what I'm saying? When motherfuckers start boycotting shit and stop spending money with the motherfuckers, then they start because then now is, because like I said, this shit has been an oligarchy since its inception. Rich white planters ran the country. This shit been an oligarchy since its inception. All the rich people made all the money and made all the decisions. Same thing that's going on now. And then now, once those people became corporations, you know what I mean? Now is the corporate entities that control the lawmakers and all that. So they gonna what benefits them. Once these motherfuckers stop spending money with those corporations, you know what they're gonna do? Man, we got to figure out to give them something, but not give them what they supposed to have.
Right.
We're gonna give them just enough so they can shut the fuck up, at least for a few years. You know what I'm saying? Because we promising this, that, and the third, and we're gonna give them this, and then that and the third.
Fuck out of
here. Yeah, exactly. So we give them we keep falling for it. Sad to say.
Unfortunately.
You know
and God, I'm glad you said that, because
like I said,
it's my next question.
You blame that on the educational system. Like I said, you got to go back to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it was leading me to my next question, and that is, what does justice look like? A lot of times we hear the rally cry, we want justice, but what does justice look like? And it ties into what you just said in terms about socking it to their pockets, and then the corporations will step in like, yo, we need you to do this, that, and the third. Dangle a carrot in front of them, but don't really give them nothing. Give them symbolism. Maybe paint the street Black Lives Matter again, and they might be happy, you know? Because I tell you, I always thought that was bullshit. Painting the streets Black Lives Matter, like what though? And that was supposed to be justice for all the fight.
All that shit. Even the statue of George Floyd and all, like, bro, like, it's not about him in particular. You know what I'm saying? It's not about Tamir Rice in particular, even though we stand, you know what I'm saying, with all those people
stand for them.
But it's the fact, we stand with the family, but it's the fact that this keeps happening to us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where in situations where somebody never has to lose their life. And then when you get in situations with violent white men, they go in calm and cuffed, and they never get a scratch on. They just look wild when they take their mug shots and look like they high or drunk. That be it.
Yeah. So now we talking about this. We talking about justice and things like that. Faulty leadership. What does it look like? I mean, because that's what I see. People who try to jump in front of these things and will settle for a check or the street being painted or a mural on the wall, or like you said, a statue. What type of leadership do we need to get the real results? Because what we got right now ain't it. And I mean, somebody in the chat help me out. What has Crump really done for us, or even Al Sharpton? That's tangible. And it's not, for me, it's not an indictment against them. Maybe it is. But for the sake of the platform, somebody help me understand. What have they done tangible for us as a group to ensure that things like this don't continue to happen? Because it do almost seem like they ambulance chasers. Not to echo that sucker Tatum, though.
Yeah. I never trusted, like, you know, I'm just coming in the vein of my mom. You know what I'm saying? My mom's ain't trust Al Sharpton because he had a perm. He had a perm and wore Soldier Giacchini suits. So, like, my mom's ain't trust that nigga from that. Like, once she, like, you know, she just said, and like my mom said, just look at him and see how he moves, and they'll tell you he not to be trusted. Like, my mom didn't just say that just to say that, but she was like explaining to me, like, just look at him. Is this like, just look at him and his movements and all that. Pay attention. Is this a person that you would trust? He don't sound like a con artist to you. From then on, boom. That's because that's like, you can love your people and still critique certain things and certain people.
Right.
All your people ain't really for the people. He's still our people. You know what I'm saying? But he's not for the people. He's for a set of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got these bourgeoisie Negroes that's for a set of people. They only, like, they'll throw away all the motherfuckers, like I said, that came up in these bad in this bad educational system and didn't have access to learn the stuff that other people learn, or their parents didn't instill certain things in them, and you would rather throw them away and just like, yeah, we just need a certain kind of nigga. It's like, nah. What you want to do is have individuals that are educated from that same walk of life be the person that can tap in with those individuals. You know what I'm saying? Those people that the education system failed. Well, not really failed. It did its job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It did its job. It got niggas thinking that, you know,
white is right.
Black on black crime exists. Nigga, like that's a thing. Like that shit sounds retarded. I hate when I hear that shit.
Right.
Like black on black crime. Like, so you don't talk about Asian on Asian crime.
White on white.
White on white. Like wherever you at, nigga, that's where whoever broke, nigga, that's where it's gonna be at. Where it's, you know what I'm saying? And then when the system purposely puts us on the lowest rung, what the fuck you expect? So that's why I don't get our own kind that be saying dumb shit like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Now because you done fed in, that's why I say this, the education system and made a lot of us, even educated people, dumb as fuck. But they're not even educated, they've been trained.
Right, indoctrinated.
They've been indoctrinated into the system where they think as a European.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where like it's like when like the shit now when they trying to put the communism and all that, like this is the new shit, is the communism and all that. When bro, we are the people that brought these systems naturally and got corrupted by the snow roaches.
Right.
These concepts we've been living with forever. We already knew each individual has his own personality and all that, but we always move in a communal way. You know what I'm saying? Nobody gonna do bad. You know what I'm saying? You may not have what everybody else have, but you ain't gonna be out. You ain't gonna be assed out. Like we don't deal like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Take care of each other. Yeah.
Yeah. Even a crackhead gonna get a meal. Nah, I ain't gonna give you no money for no crack.
But you come get a plate.
Yeah, you can get this plate. Nah, we ain't gonna turn you down on no food. Nigga, you need some clothes, nigga, come over here. Blah, 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 blah. The homie
just don't sell shit I give you.
Yeah. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like we always were communal, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? So that's all. If you look at communism, that's the concept of communism. But what white people did, they done took these concepts and structured them from a European concept, and you know, tell a nigga that, you know what I'm saying, that shit is crazy when it makes all the sense when you looking at it in a natural way.
Right. Nah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, everybody is our own individual. We all know that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their own idiosyncrasies and all that, but we all know that we want the best for the community. That's why we cheer other motherfuckers that we don't even know. He black, he doing great, nigga. We cheer him.
So you know I want to ask, I want to ask Sister Keisha this, because what you said make perfect sense. So, Sister Keisha, why do you think they catapulted Sharpton into this position? Because, like Gutter said, you know who we naturally are. We did have natural leaders that cared about the community, and I know you worked with several people that work close with Sharpton, things like that. Add on to that, like, how does he become the voice of all things black in Black America?
Because he's a shakedown artist. He represents entities professionally to keep us from boycotting certain apparatuses here in the States. He is the face and representation for the Madison Avenue Initiative. So he is sent in along with a lawyer of his choosing to settle things. This is why you never see Benjamin Crump in a courtroom fighting to have laws changed, because that's the only way you can truly achieve progress. Laws have to be changed, and he is not in the courtroom doing that. He comes in and he settles. So, you know, before Benjamin Crump, it was Sanford Rubenstein. Sanford Rubenstein brought in Hawk Newsom. So, you know, then after.
I gotta breathe because you are laying some heavy shit that I'll be forgetting about. What? The Madison Avenue Initiative. After you finish this point, I want you to double back. Madison Avenue Initiative, Sanford Rubenstein is, and why he's no longer in the court. But yeah. Because I really want people to understand the gravity of what you're saying right now. But go ahead, finish this.
You know, again, this is the type of business that he does. The last time that Al Sharpton was aligned with an attorney who changed laws so that we can get justice was Al Automatics. And they split ways because they were all founding members of the United African Movement. Alton and the majority of the leadership did not want to have white people involved in any of their processes. They couldn't come to their forums because, you know, Sharpton wanted white people to come to the forums, you know, at the slave theater. You know, this is what he wanted.
In Bed-Stuy, in the heart of Bed-Stuy, right? On Bedford Avenue, Fulton Street. Yeah.
He wanted white press involved in that. And Alton and them were headstrong. No, they're not coming in here. And no, we don't need them. So some of the founding members left and formed National Action Network. Some of those founding members are the parents of Tamika Mallory, Fatima Muhammad of Open Line. They all left to go form National Action Network with Sharpton. So there's a lot of tentacles involved here, but of recent, any attorney that he chooses is going to settle things. So your family may get their funeral services paid for, kind of get some outfits and things of that nature, and Crump may be able to finagle a settlement for you, whether it's against an entity or a particular state enterprising, whether it's police or whatever, and that would be that.
Now, Sanford Rubenstein, I've heard that name before. Why does that name sound so familiar?
Sanford Rubenstein represented Abner Louima in the plunger in the booty pause case. So, and a couple of other cases. But earlier in the 2000s, he was accused of essaying a woman who worked with the National Action Network. So he and Sharpton parted ways later on. Sanford Rubenstein, prior to him leaving his affiliation with Sharpton, brought in a young black attorney who was loud and boisterous, and he thought he can attach himself to that, was Hawk Newsom. So Hawk Newsom was brought in by Sanford Rubenstein. I have never heard Hawk talk about that case with Sanford Rubenstein. He is mum to the word. And I don't see him in the courtroom either getting any laws changed. So you got to be careful with what you're listening to, who you're listening to, and why they're there.
Right. Right. And what's the Madison Avenue Initiative? Also, you mentioned that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna show you something real quick. The Madison Avenue Initiative is an entity that Sharpton represents. This entity, now I want you to think of Madison Avenue. What goes on in Madison Avenue?
Advertising.
Money.
Advertising and corporate interests. So these corporate giants, I could say like PepsiCo, Colgate, Palmetto, Microsoft, all of these different entities, as Gutter said, in advertisement will lose a lot of money if we were to boycott these entities. And so Sharpton organization, National Action Network, has received funding from some of these entities, promising that they would give contracts to independent Black companies. But that is too few over the years. And so a lot of the monies are, I wouldn't say donated, but supported to National Action Network. So, he comes in to, put the fires out. That's all. They there to put the fires out.
So it all makes a lot of sense because I guess, as you can say, there's profit in Black death. Whether it's the music industry or even this quote unquote community activism. Because every time there is a deletion, all people want is a check. And to your point, there's no real laws being changed. But I'm bringing this up on the screen real quick, sis.
Yes, so everything that I'm telling you all is Googleable. So we got it firsthand from Automatics years ago. And he challenged Al Sharpton. He said, sue me. I want you to sue me because I want to bring in the courtroom discovery on how I know all of these things, right? So right here it says, the Madison Avenue Initiative is a 1999 program launched by Reverend Al Sharpton and the National Action Network to fight for economic inequality and push major corporations to spend a fair advertising dollars with minority-owned media and the Black press. Who is the minority media? What are we talking about here? Because minority is white women, Latinos, the shrimp fried rice crew, all of that. So what are we talking about here? You know what I mean? So you can even go deeper and ask it, come down here, the impact, right, in actions, targeted top corporation giants like PepsiCo, Colgate, Palmetto, and Microsoft, right? He pressed these companies to increase advertising investments inside diverse local communities. What are we talking about here? Find me somebody in independent Black media who benefited from this outside of Roland Martin. Go.
And who is now Swagger Jack and our talking points, but that's a whole nother show in itself.
Facts. And you can go deeper. Ask it, which of these corporations have donated to National Action? You can just keep going deep.
Right.
Go down that rabbit hole. Have fun with it.
Yeah. So even when we say Justin for Nolan, and that's why, again, I asked the question, what does justice looks like? And I guess that's based on who's calling for justice, because is it a check where the families paid hush money? Again, is it laws that's going to be passed? Is it thorough investigations? Like, what does justice for Nolan looks like? So when we come against this again, we have applicable strategy. Go ahead. You know I was coming to you,
what Nolan look like?
You know I was coming to you, Gutter. Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? They need to get locked up, right?
Yeah.
With all
Check this
the
out.
with all
While
the
Gutter's going, I'm gonna pull up something. Go ahead.
or all the booty business. Like just put them just like
lock them up with Fleece Johnson.
With none but fleeces.
Look at here, I like shit and I won't shit.
Yeah, with about 10 fleeces.
You can do this the easy way or the hard way. Choice is yours.
That's real justice. Yeah. Let them feel that Fleece Johnson action for the rest of their life. Remember ours?
Yeah. Yeah.
Adebisi.
Remember, not Adebisi. Remember the white boy?
Yes.
Oh yeah, the one who had the car accident. Yeah.
The nigga with the spoon.
Oh,
He's violating all the white boys that come in if they don't want to be with the Aryans.
Oh yeah, with the Aryans. Yeah.
You don't want to be with the Aryans. He taking you down.
Yeah. That.
Send him in there with about 10 of them.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Now, sis, what did you pull up, sis?
Okay, so I did what I asked y'all to do, right? Which corporations donated to National Action Network? Anheuser-Busch, Colgate-Palmolive, Charter Communications, Panasonic, just to name a few, right? Now, go down here. It says, because they are 501c3 nonprofit organization, it's not legally required to publicly disclose its full private list donors. So anybody could be donating to him. We don't know what businesses that have him on the tape. Here, you go down here, more prominent co-sponsors, Telecom, Tech, AT&T, Verizon, Comcast Corporation, retail giants, Walmart, Macy's, Home Depot, Best Buy, Coca-Cola. You see all of this? Viacom, the NBA. You see what I'm saying? So you go down the rabbit hole with this and you will see, who he's representing. That's why he never talk about boycott any of these entities. Why?
Right.
Why did he choose Target as opposed to Walmart? Could it be that Walmart is already on the take and Target could be a problem for them? You gotta look at the whole picture. Not just one thing. Look at the whole picture. So this is just a little insight of the whole goddamn picture.
Right. And
what he represents.
And that's why I love having you with us, sis, to unpack a lot of stuff that's shrouded in mystery and shadows, because it's like a horse and pony show, pretty much like a 3-ring circus, because you got to follow the money, because again, we constantly rally and they play on our emotions, because they know we love our children.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't trust no capitalist.
Right.
What color they is. You're a capitalist, I don't trust you.
But we do like money, but not at the expense of our folks.
Exactly. That's really like when you explain to somebody what capitalism actually is, nigga, is the exclusion of anybody else over capital over everything else. Right. Capitalism. That's right. Nigga, that's basically your religion.
Right, because we're gonna open the donation baskets in the future, but we don't want people to think we don't want no money.
But I'm like, bro, I have
you saying got it right. No, you
I have a business, but our business is not predicated on
exploitation of another group.
Exactly.
Right.
So, I of course we've always been barterers and traders and merchants. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. But capitalism means that the end all and be all is money. Fuck everything else.
Yeah. And that's
you
don't not on that type of time. Right.
That means you don't have any morals. You know what I'm saying? Now I didn't done things on the spectrum that, people may look at, but you gotta look at the process. No, and you gotta also look at it, nigga. We criminalized that birth.
Yeah.
See, right now, we move past capitalism in this country, right? We're dealing with oligarchies. And it's gatekept, and protected by the politicians that they pay for.
Yeah.
The public does not pay for politicians. That's why the public gets screwed.
That's capitalism. Them niggas gonna exploit everything. It's gonna be the minority that exploits the vast majority. An oligarchy, that's the epitome of capitalism.
Sis, I'm going to ask you a question real quick if you can remember. Maybe, Gutter, you remember too. There was a brother who got deleted. I believe it was by the police, and Al Sharpton stepped in, and the family said, no, we don't want you to be a part of this. And in fact, they had the funeral services at Brown Memorial. I'm trying to remember the name, but I thought that was admirable of the family because they said they didn't want the death exploited. Right. They just didn't want to, because he's like, I'm gonna pay for the funeral, I'm gonna do this, and it's like, yo, we haven't even got a phone call from him. He made a news announcement that they were gonna step in. Damn, I'm trying to remember the name and since he wasn't the head of it, it was swept under the rug. And it was here in Brooklyn. It was here in Brooklyn. I'm trying to think if it was in Brownsville or East New York. Because a lot of times, as I was saying before, our emotions get exploited because anytime there's a death in the family, of course, you're not mentally there fully. Even on a personal level, even without your family being famous, if it's just the transition of an elder, sometimes it's hard to prepare funeral services and things like that and decide how assets are going to be divided because everybody's so emotional, they're not thinking logically. And that comes with any family that lose a loved one. But when it's a national incident like this, you're definitely not seeing clear. And you got this apparatus in place that said, we'll take care of the legal fees, the funeral fees, or you got to do a show up for the press conferences. Of course, you're moving on autopilot because you're still trying to process the loss of a loved one. And I see, from my observation, this is how families in these deaths get exploited. Because when we say justice, it goes back to what you said, Sister Keisha. Laws have to be changed. These people don't show up in front of news cameras, show up in the courtrooms. You know what I'm saying? Start lobbying for legislation to have particular laws changed. So to ensure that this don't happen again.
Take this case in point. The last time somebody did 25 years or more in prison in New York, I'm talking about New York because that's where we live, was Joseph the Farmer for unaliving Yusuf Hawkins. And it was Maddox that made that possible. Right now, today, if your criminal case ain't going right, you have a right to ask for and demand a special prosecutor. Maddox made that happen. So there were real lawyers changing law. You know what I mean? Chokwe Lumumba changing law. You know what I mean? So these people today, they just out for that buck. That's it.
Yeah, Gutter, you was gonna say something?
Yeah, this is like, bro. I work for CMS, so anti-gun. But I don't even like when we do, say, a shoot response and a young brother or sister got killed. I don't even like when they be bringing their parents up. You know what I'm saying? Because that's traumatic. Like, why you just making the mother or the father or whoever, you know what I'm saying, the grandmother or whoever, uncles, they brothers, you just making them relive that traumatic experience by speaking of, you know what I'm saying? I like, if we have them, like, we don't have to unless they request it. Now, if they requesting it, I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? But I be seeing these parents' face, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When they sitting there every time they talking about it, and you could just see them crumbling.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you just see them crumbling every time somebody else talk about their child. Oh, he was good and da. And you just making them relive everything that then happened to them in the past 72 to hours to 5 days or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even like that. I don't like going in people's funerals that I don't know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just with me. But like, I think we, like, as a community, like we done been conditioned to like just exploit our people grief. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks to the faulty leadership.
Instead of
leadership at that.
Instead of, you know, action. You know what I mean? Like, you talking and expressing that, and boo, we need the actors. That's what we missing. We spoke about this yesterday. You know what I mean? Me and you. We miss it. We got a lack of actors that's gonna act. You know what I mean?
In the interest of the community.
In the interest of the community.
In public and in private.
Yeah, more. You know what I'm saying? Not that we don't have actors, but we need more. You know what I'm saying? Especially men.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, to be honest, bro, you see more women on the front line than you see dudes.
That's a fact.
That's why I'm glad we got President Devine. That's why I'm glad we got President Devine.
Shout out to President Devine in the chat.
But see, now I don't want y'all to ever question. I asked it, did Tamika Mallory's parents start National Action Network with Sharpton? Yes, Tamika Mallory's parents, Stanley and Voncell Mallory, founding members of NAM, alongside Reverend Al Sharpton. Ties to the movement, the founding members, her parents, helped Sharpton launch the organization in Harlem in 1991. Raised in activism because of her parents' central roles, Mallory grew up attending NAN strategy meetings, marches, rallies from an early age. So when I be telling y'all, I know what the hell I'm talking about, I know what the hell I'm talking about. They can't tell me nothing. I don't care if she get my song and ride along with her. Nothing. Nothing. I know why you left. I know when you left. And I know how y'all get down. And there's some other salacious things I could say, but that's for another time.
Another time and another topic. Yeah, so we got about 15 minutes left winding down. What's some of the things in terms of this investigation? Like, I'm trying to frame this properly. That y'all would like to see personally, but think there's a possibility that can happen publicly. Like, what are some of the things that you would like to see personally, how this case ends, or what do you think how it'll end nationally in the news? How will it play out? What would you like to see happen personally to bring this case to a closure? And how do you think it'll play out nationally in the public?
I know. They need to get them fleeces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to jail and get Fleece Johnson.
Yeah, they need to get fleeced out.
Yeah, man.
All of them. Wyatt. I keep saying Warren. Wyatt. Bart. The girl that said, "Oh my God, Nolan, no." Her. All of them. She just need a big Teresa or something. Like big broad named Teresa. Or Allie Mae or some shit like that. They is in Mississippi. So she might get a big redneck bitch with tattoos named Ellie.
Big Ellie. So, Gutter, how do you think, given all of this stuff that was just released, the video evidence, the audio, I don't know if we could call it evidence yet unless it's submitted in court, but the things that we've seen, the video we looked at earlier, the audio, how do you think this case will play out in public?
I will hope people would, but like I said, they in Mississippi, my nigga.
Right.
remember they had a whole movie called Mississippi Burning, bro.
Yeah.
Like any like nigga, anything you got associated with Mississippi, you know what I'm saying? Especially when it's dealing with something like that, do not always come out on the right side.
Yeah. I like this comment, this person in the chat. Shout out to you, writer Albert Lanier, 3434. I'm curious. I don't pay attention to these high-profile death cases. This is the first I've ever taken a look at. Are they all like this? Because this case is a mess. Lots of speculation and no information. And thank you for your comment. And that's where we standing with it. Like, there's a lot of speculation, but where's the real information? Someone is deleted, and that's where all the questions are coming from. Like, what the hell happened? Was it accidental? Is it a cover-up? Was it intentional? We just don't know.
Short answer, yes. All the shit dealing with us and white people, yes. It's always like this. Yes, shit is always fucked up. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Short answer, absolutely. It's always like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I mean, one of the most
this might be a person asking the question from outside of the state. So, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And might not get a full understanding of how it operates in the States. But yes, dealing with us, dealing with black people, it's always the case. It's always speculation. There's always some truths that was hidden in damn near everything. You got this case, you got the you got this case, you got the kid that supposedly hung himself and Delta State. That's in Cleveland, Mississippi. You had the Chinese, I ain't gonna say Chinese. The Asian dude killed the young brother. You know what I mean? Then you had Carmelo Anthony, you know what I'm saying, going down when he was protecting himself. So, like, all you got to do is just look at numbers. You got the Central Park 5. You got, bro, it's like basically anytime that's got something to do with us and any white people, it's going to be always some questions and speculations. And if it happened to us and non-black people was involved, we always at fault. The black person is always at fault. Yeah. If it's a non-black dude that gets injured or killed, then that's just part of black culture. That's how it's going to be portrayed. So,
yeah. Sister Keisha, same question to you. Personally, what would you like to see happen, but how do you think it'll play out nationally?
The first thing I want to do, get rid of Ben Crump and his crew. Get them out of the way. Because also, as Gutter was mentioning those other cases, there's the case of Daniel Irving in Dallas, Texas, also drowned, allegedly from a drowning off a boat. And anyway, there was an arrest made in that case so far. But now I'm seeing tricklings of Ben Crump easing his way over to the Irving family. So I hope they keep him at bay, because so far they are moving along with this case. We have suspects, we have arrests, and let's get them in the courtroom and do what needs to be done. Also, I wish that the community would educate itself a little bit better on how things work in a courtroom, in particular in cases of homicide, how these things work. A lot of judges, as we mentioned earlier, are connected to a lot of these families, and so there were conflict of interest, as it was with the Carmelo Anthony case. That has been unraveled there. In fact, the judge resigned. There were some scrupulous things that he is involved in that has come to light. The new legal team in the Carmelo Anthony case also have demanded a new trial, so we will see how that goes. But it's for you to do your due diligence. If you ever come upon a situation like this where a loved one has been unalived at the hands of these demons, you got to know how to operate so that you don't get caught up, and you can seek justice. As Taz said, however way you see it, is justice for your family. I know full well that I don't want none of them Trump people, Sharpton people, Jamal Bryant people, none of these folks around me in mind if it happens to me. I know to immediately seek independent investigation criminally and for an autopsy. Don't touch my loved one's body until my coroner is chosen. Two, I will cry all kind of religions just to make sure they put a halt on that, because you also can use that for your own well-being. Two, if there is going to be any protest, we're going to write to a community where those police officers or anybody else who committed that crime, we're going to write to their home. I want to disrupt everything about their lives. When the kids go to school, it's a protest outside the school. When the wife go to work, it's a protest outside the job. I'm going straight to them, not to the scene of the crime, because you're keeping light off of the persons who committed these crimes, and you don't want to do that. You have to disrupt their lives. Three, I don't want to tell my story to no white media outlet. I'm going straight to independent black media. At least 15 of them to get my story out. So it's all how you see things. You know what I mean? We got to do a little bit better when it comes to thinking, because we do live in a racist society. We do live in a protected society. As far as those folks are concerned, we have history on our side to, warrant us having these type of feelings. Am I saying that all white folks? I don't know. I don't know all white folks. I just know the white folks that I got a problem with, and we're going to deal with that head on first. So if there's trickling down to the rest of them, let it trickle on down to the rest of them. So let's just be a little bit smarter in how we operate out here, just in case it comes to your front door. You know what to do.
Yeah. And thank you, sis, because that's how we need to do. We need to pull up wherever they are and get justice, however that looks for us. What I would like to see is everybody involved thrown under the jail and sent to the prison that Gutter recommends. You know what I'm saying?
Or knock off all their moms and pops.
Yeah. But I think nationally, how it's going to play it out.
I look at it like this, like, nigga, we've been at war, and like a lot of us just haven't realized that war has been waged against us for centuries.
Yeah. And that courtroom is their battlefield.
You know what I'm saying? And like, that's what I'm saying is like, nigga, yeah, mama, papa, grandpops, they could put them all in that motherfucking, what is that, 220 Titan? Yeah, put them all in that bitch. Yeah, put them all in that bitch.
Yeah.
And like the brother OG Big Matt say, make some beautiful artwork. make some beautiful artwork with this on the ceiling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But Gutter, what's some final words you want to leave the people with? It's about 5 minutes left.
One thing I would like I want to leave a message to especially the young bro. You can't trust no spot where it's the majority of them. Never. Like, I don't care who means well or what. I'm not trusting Nigga, that's like going to NASCAR by Fedolo.
Right.
That's not gonna happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not, I'm not going in certain places. I'm not gonna, you already know the odds of me being safe are slimmer than not being around. Where
Right.
it's a majority white crowd. You know what I'm saying? And that don't got nothing to do with fear. Cause like me, I'm gonna handle what I need to handle. But when you you got overwhelming numbers against you, nigga, I don't care how tough you is. Once you niggas start thinking you Wolverine and Spider-Man and all that shit, you done lost your fucking mind, my nigga.
Like it's only 100 of them. I could take them all.
Yeah, even 20 of them big belly Neds and Otises will beat the brakes off you, my nigga. So like, yeah.
So just be careful.
Yeah.
Sis, what do you want to leave the people with?
Also, too, if you find yourself in a situation where you are wrongfully accused of something, character witnesses and community support goes a long way in a courtroom. Fill the courtroom with as many people as you know to sit on your side of the courtroom to help you in your endeavors. Do that. It goes a long way. And I got that from attorneys. But during COVID, I took some classes at Harvard University online for constitutional law. And the professor, he said that I asked very poignant questions that he wished the students on a regular basis could quite understand why I was asking those questions. And so once the classes were over, he wished me all goodwill and everything. He said, if I could, please go to law school and get me a law degree and then pass the bar so that I could be in the courtroom. And this is from a short little white man, or white tea man. I won't get y'all in trouble. But this is what he said. So I learned all I know from Alton Maddox. He was very candid with teaching us how to operate and win in the courtroom, no matter what the case is. He said, always put history and race in the witness box, and you will never lose. Always do that. So check us out every Thursday, 8 to 10 p.m., sometimes to 11. Tabby going to sleep. But check us out over there every Thursday when we go deeper into history, politics, and current events.
That's right. That's Thorough Black Talk Worldview every Thursday at 8 p.m. on YouTube. And follow on social media platforms. Thorough Black Talk.
This message homeboy put.
Yeah.
Which is I'm not looking to be critical, but I don't know how you raise your kid in old Mississippi to be totally all inclusive.
I don't get that mentality when that's the same thing you said last night, Gutter.
I don't get it, bro.
Yeah.
Like I live there, my nigga.
Yeah.
Like you can have don't get it twisted. Do have white associates. Couldn't call them your friend, my nigga. Couldn't call them your friend.
Mississippi.
You know what I'm saying? At least for me, at least in where I lived at. You couldn't, you know what I'm saying? Because you had dudes you played sports with. They was cool and all that. But you don't go hang out with him and he ain't coming to hang out with you.
And definitely not drinking, because I'm leery of everybody who once a crowd get drunk, I got to go home. I'm not of that mindset anymore.
Yeah, I'm not a
drinker around a bunch of drunk people.
You know what I'm saying?
Things
but then I just look at them movies too. Like y'all weird when y'all get drunk, so I don't want to be drunk around you. Y'all niggas want
jumping off of roofs and shit.
Y'all niggas want to do weird like gay shit, like yeah. I don't like that's weird to me. So I definitely wouldn't want to get drunk around them with all the weird shit they be doing.
Yeah. But family, I definitely want to thank everybody for rocking out with us. What I would like to see is, like I said, or what Gutter said, but how I think it's going to play out, I think it's going to be dismissed as undetermined. I think they're going to play in our face And of course, they're gonna.
But they already doing that.
Yeah,
they already doing
that's
that.
What I'm saying. And it's just
that. They stay doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Just
because this is the thing is they're gonna always they always have a paid coon to normalize whatever goes on.
Right.
They're gonna have it's like, yo, y'all know this is not that. They're gonna call them a lone wolf or these people this is not us. And no, nigga, this is you. This is exactly who you is. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they're gonna do, bro.
Let me close out, Gutter, so we can all get up out of here. What I would like to see for the family is that they get the justice that they're looking for. Again, my condolences to anybody who loses a child. We don't take that lightly because though we may not know these people, there's always somebody out there who love these people that lost their life. So for some of us, it's not just a topic of conversation, but it's an analysis to look at how do we treat each other in society and how we could prevent these things from happening in the future. That's why we're critical of those who posture themselves as leaders and lawyers saying they're looking out for our best interests, but don't put mechanisms in place to ensure this don't happen to the next generation coming up behind us. So hopefully you're inspired by something you heard here today. It's your turn to go out and inspire others. Y'all stay up, stay blessed, stay true. Check us out every Thursday. Come see us next Sunday. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And shout out to all the newcomers in the chats and our usual suspects who always hold us down. We definitely appreciate y'all. Peace.
Peace.